Hi, I'm Kayla Sapakoff. I work for the Marriage and Family Clinic here in Westminster, Colorado. And one of my specialties is working with individuals, couples, and families who've been impacted by substance abuse. So as a systemic therapist, which basically means everything I'm doing is from a systems perspective. So you are a system, you and your partner are a system, your family's a system, and then, larger communities that you're a part of, that's a system also. So with substance abuse, it's really important to recognize that the person who is struggling with substance abuse, as well as their family members, everybody's being impacted. So I wrote an article about 5 reminders for your loved one's substance abuse recovery. And they're just gentle reminders as you're kind of navigating how hard that is. The first reminder is that addiction is a disease. So a disease is pretty much defined in the medical community as something that changes the functioning of an organ in the body. So addiction changes the functioning of the brain. So it's seen as a disease. And this is really important to remember because addiction is often stigmatized as being a lifestyle choice, and it's really not. It's something that people struggle with, and it's also important to remember with that healthy recovery is possible. The second reminder about addiction is that relapse is a part of recovery. I think people hear that often and they think, man, that's pessimistic. That's not what I wanted to hear, but it's important to know that your loved one might relapse. They probably will. And it's not really so much that the relapse is, you're doomed if you relapse, but it's what you do with the relapse. And you can learn a lot from a relapse. What's triggering me? What led to this relapse? How can my partner be more supportive? What can my family do to support me? How can I support myself better? The next reminder is that you've been impacted by your loved one's substance abuse. I put this one in here because you might not be struggling with addiction, but you're feeling the impact of that addiction. And it's so important to recognize that and to take care of yourself and to find ways to understand what that impact means to you. Once you start to understand that a little bit better, you can start to heal and help your loved one also heal. The next reminder is that boundaries are really important in substance abuse recovery for the person who's struggling with substance abuse, but also for you and your family members. Al-Anon, which is it's sort of like AA, but it's for family members and loved ones of people who have a loved one in substance abuse recovery. It's a group you can go to. It's free. You can get online and look for a group to go to. It's an awesome resource. Would definitely recommend it. They came up with this phrase called detaching with love. And basically it means that setting boundaries is actually one of the most loving and supportive things you can do for the person that you love who's in substance abuse recovery. Setting boundaries is hard, and you might have struggled with it in the past. A phrase that's often used is enabling. Nowadays, I think more and more people are kind of getting away from using the term enabling and starting to use the term adapting. So you've probably adapted to your loved one's substance abuse. And be easy on yourself as you kind of think about how you've done that in the past. I think it's really normal to adapt to the substance abuse. So maybe try to forgive yourself for what you've done in the past, and now that you know better, you can move forward and do better. So setting a boundary might look like, I can't give you any money. That's a huge boundary. Or I won't go to the bar with you. Maybe you do drink alcohol and maybe your loved one struggles with alcohol use. But maybe setting a boundary looks like, let's find something else to do together. Let's go for a walk. Let's go to a movie, whatever it might be. And then the last reminder is that you can't create change for the person that you love. I think it's really pretty normal to want to create change for people that we love. And we might even think that we can. Of course, our actions can sort of influence people, and we can offer advice or perspective, but you can't actually do the work for them. And this is kind of a part of setting boundaries. So just remember that as you're navigating your loved one's substance abuse recovery, it's their work to, change how their relationship with substances is. So, just remember that and focus on your own healing, set those boundaries, and remember that addiction is a disease and it's treatable. I hope this was helpful, and I hope that you can kind of look at these reminders and remember them as you are on this journey. And I wish you the best of luck. Thanks.